Okay, so sometimes when we have functions, we will have a coefficient that we don't know and we can be asked to find it. So for an example, if x plus 2 is a factor of f of x equals x cubed plus 2x squared plus kx minus 2, find the value of k. Right, so this is using our knowledge that we have so far to be able to figure out what value of k that must be. So the important thing that we know here is if something is a factor, then f of x equals 0. Okay, so that means that for this function f of minus 2 must equal 0 for it to be a factor, and we've been told that it is a factor. So therefore 0 must be equal to minus 2 cubed plus 2 times minus 2 squared plus k times minus 2 minus 2. Lots of 2's in this one. Okay, so when we have a power that is even, if we've got a negative in there, it comes out as positive. If the power is odd, it comes out as negative. So because it's to the power of 3, 3 is odd, it's negative, and then 2 cubed is 8. So then we've got plus 2 times minus 2 squared, which is 4, minus 2k minus 2, and that's all equal to 0. So if we kind of sort this out, we've got minus 8 plus 8, which is 0, so we get minus 2k minus 2. Move the 2k to the other side, so we get 2k is equal to minus 2, so k is equal to minus 1. Okay, there's not much more to this. I will do an example where we have two unknowns though, where we've got to do simultaneous equations to solve, and we have to factorize fully, which is the other thing that we could be asked to do. Okay, so that question is, we have two different things. So we know that x minus 1 and x plus 3 are factors of f of x equals 2x cubed plus bx squared minus 4x plus d. Determine the values of b and d and factorize. Okay, so here we have, that means we know f of 1 has to equal 0, and we also know that f of minus 3 has to equal 0. So we're setting up simultaneous equations in this case. So we're going to have 0 is equal to 2 times 1 cubed plus b times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus d on that side. So we'll follow this one through first. So we get 2 plus b minus 4 plus d equals 0. So we have b plus d minus 2 equals 0. Or b plus d equals 2 if we move the 2 to the other side, because that's how we're most familiar with our simultaneous equations looking. So then doing it again with the minus 3, we get 0 is equal to 2 times minus 3 cubed plus b times 3 minus 3 squared minus 4 times minus 3 plus d. So we're going to get 2 times minus 3 cubed is minus 27 plus b times 9 plus 12 plus d. So we have 27 times 2 is 54. So we've got minus 54 plus 9b plus 12 plus d. So a little bit of sorting that out, we get 9b plus d minus 42. So we get 9b plus d equals 42. Right, so then we've got to find our values of b and d, so we set them up as simultaneous equations. So we've got 9b plus d equals 42, and we've got b plus d equals 2. If we take these away from each other, 9b take away b is 8b, d take away d is 0, equals 42 take away 2, which is 40. So therefore b equals 5. And when we get b equals 5, we know that b plus d equals 2. So that means 5 plus d equals 2. So d has to equal minus 3. Okay, so from there, we are going to then factorize this. Right, so with our knowing that b is 5 and d is minus 3, that gives us that f of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 4x plus d. And not plus d, we know what d is, and d is minus 3, so it should be minus 3, excuse that. Right, so then we know that x minus 1 is a factor, so we can do our synthetic division to get what's left. So when we're doing that, we have our 1, and we've got 2, 5, minus 4, and minus 3 as our coefficients. So bring that down, we get 2, multiply 2 times 1, we get 2, add those together, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 times 1 is 7, add those two together, and we're going to get 3 times that, but together we get 3, and we get 0. So therefore, as the remainder is 0, x minus 1 is a factor. So then we know we've got x minus 1 times by 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. Okay, and we've already been given another factor in here, so we know that x plus 3 has to be our factor. So then we know that our other one's got to be 2x plus 1. And that's us. So hopefully that's you okay with finding unknown coefficients. If you need help with any more questions, let me know and I will get back to you. But that's us, and we're now moving on to remainder theorem for our next video.